Welcome back, family. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Click it. I got a barn burner for you today, family. Trust me. Hit the share button. Hit the like button. Comment, family. Let's interact, all right? Support my channel by going to the Cash App. You see the screen. Drummer 1980. You also can support my channel by going to the super thanks located under the video, family. And like how I always tell y'all guys, peace, blessings, and much success into everybody. Let's jump into this reaction. Ooh-wee. I'm back again. I'm shooting 3 for 3. I'm on fire. I told you. I don't make believe. I make believers. Family, welcome back. I'm your gracious host, Drummer Boy 1980. Hailing from the Carolinas. Hope you're having a good day today. If not, ask yourself why and remember, happiness is an inside job and it will always be an internal affair. Well, family, we need to do some house cleaning. Now, I watch from the clouds a lot of times and I don't say anything, but some things need to be rectified because some things are just patently false, huh? Yes, it's gonna be one of them days. You heard me? And this time, you're gonna see my body language because usually I'm behind the camera, but in this instant, I wanted to get on the camera, all right? Because body language is 90% of communication according to what I've seen, right? So, when it comes to this blackety black stuff, I see a lot of people like to disseminate lies. And you heard just what I said. I'm a straight shooter now. You should know this by now, all right? Whenever it comes to this black thing, a lot of people like to tell lies and like to fabricate and like to spread disinformation, misinformation, so to speak. Take, for instance, case in point, get your popcorn because this going to be one of them, all right? When people say Black Lives Matter, who are they really talking about? Because to me, every black person that I see, for the most part, that talk about BLM, sound just like Fox News, God, don't matter. CNN, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, Stormfront, 4chan. A lot of y'all don't even know what that is. Go look it up. You sound just like the dominant society. You are regurgitating their talking points, which they are easily debunked. BLM. Black Lives Matter, in other words. The grassroots was never, and I repeat, they never was rocking with no Black Lives Matter. Because we knew what it was. From the onset, we knew what it was already. The people that was tricked was the people that wasn't grounded and tuned in what was really going on. We knew it was a co-op. Some may even call it controlled opposition, if you will. Let me repeat that again. Some would even call it controlled opposition. That simply means the group was sent out in order to dissipate the energy of the grassroots. In the inception of Black Lives Matter, there was a grassroots movement. They was brothers and sisters that was putting in the work. The enemy, you heard me? The enemy seen what was going on. And whenever I say enemy, it's not because I said they were the enemy, but they are the enemy simply because of their actions. Their actions speak for them. It's not because Drummer said it. Because I go by actions and results, right? The enemy sent in control opposition, the people that act as though they for the black people. And who did they send in? 3 lesbians. And whenever that you looked at that manifesto was out of this world. The manifesto, see, first they always start off good. But whenever you start getting to the crux of the matter, it start talking about transgenders, LGBT, cisgenders, and start getting into things that would destroy the nuclear family. It's called trick bag language, guys. All right? It's called trick bag language. And you really think that these 3 lesbians founded this Black Lives Matter organization? Is that what you telling me? Are you that dumb? Nah, let me put you on something. So whenever everything hit the fan, right? The lesbians got caught buying $1 million mansions and all that, spending money and giving money out to their boyfriend. That was only a small, minute portion of the money. Now, let me show you how trained Negroes are. Instead of asking what happened to the $90 million or the other $100 million versus $5 or $10 million, they focus on the 3 lesbians instead of looking at the big picture. You see how that works? That's how you know they trained. Now think about what I just said. Those 3 lesbians probably had equivalent to anywhere from $5 to $10 million. But according to the books, they raised over 90 million. What happened to the other 80 or $90 million? You see how people are trained? And they study, beat the drum. Those 3 lesbians was the one. And the other people get away scot-free with 90% of the money. And you focusing on the 10%. You see how that works? You see how your mind is warped and contorted? Anything the news say, they jump on it. Well, you go find yourself to the bottom, just like how we are now, currently. To the bottom as a group. As a group. Now that right there segue into my next point. Whenever you come to black people, the camera is always focused on the bottom. Or you starting to make the correlation now? The bottom 20%, the bottom 30%, it's always focused on them. Oh, black on black crime. As though there ain't no white on white crime. And black people don't commit no more crime than white people do. Point blank. Let me say that again. They focus on the bottom 20 or 30% of black people. Now, why is that? Now, why are we the only group? Huh? Oh, I'm going in today. Get your popcorn. Get your Doritos out. You heard me? Why are we the only group that is cool to just concentrate up on the bottom? Oh, I'm talking to your soul today. We gonna talk about it today. Show me where the white people focus on the bottom 20 or 30% of white people and they make that the representation. And white people spend their time talking about the trailer park, like black people spend their time talking about the ghetto folks and black people did. See, but whenever they say black, they are talking about all people. But that's a lie. That's a patent lie. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Because all black people are not like that. Even the politicians will pander to the bottom 20% and put out Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. Huh? If I'm lying, stop my mouth. Put it in the comment section. These people sent out Trina and some gay dude, saucy something. I don't keep up with these people, but all that I know, he's flaming. That's all I know. He flamboyant. Don't make no sense. And this is what they will out to you. Blatant disrespect. And the thing is, they can do that because they have us in an economic deprived state. Oh, I'm tying this together for you. Just follow me because I'm going to take some twists and turns because you have to understand it's a lot of moving parts. It's just not one area. It's the whole spectrum. Dr. Neely Fuller called it the 9 areas of activity. Let me see, can I remember? It's entertainment, economics, education, labor, law, sex, religion, war, and politics. Those are the 9 areas of activity. And guess what? You don't control not one area. So whenever that I want to usher in something, I can just go get a black poor person that comes from the ghetto that will literally, not figuratively, literally do anything to make a buck, even if it's detrimental to themselves and the group. You see how that's working? I'm trying to paint a picture for you. And you can say, well, they shouldn't do it. I do agree with you. But whenever a person is in survival mode, a person will do anything, man. You know it and I know it. Just think about what I'm saying. Whenever a person is in survival mode, a person will do anything. So they can take some rapper, and this guy know his message is causing all kind of riffraff up in the community because music is powerful. He knows it. But the only thing that he can think about at that moment is his pockets. The master teachers taught us, the scholars, most black people operate as a individual instead of as a group, a collective. See, a hand, if I slap you across the face with an open palm, yes, it's actually going to hurt you. Juxtaposed to me balling up my fist and punching you in the face. Which one is going to have the greater effect? And this is not hate speech. I want the same thing everybody else got. And you know what? People will label me as a racist because I want the same thing. Whenever you say black power, I don't know no black people that have just went around hurting other groups of races and trying to press them down and trying to do. I don't know none. But whenever you say white power, that means death and destruction and economic deprivation, resources deprivation. And you got these Negroes on the internet that will tell you that there is a such thing as black supremacy. Matter of fact, I need to set up for this one. Let me look into this camera. You are a fool. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care the school you went to. You could have went to Harvard, Duke, Yale, Brown, Berkeley, John Hopkins, anywhere you went. You are a fool with your educated self. The worst fool to deal with is an educated fool because they think they know everything. If there is black supremacy and white supremacy, by definition, that's a lie because there can only be one supreme, idiot. You see how that works? Words matter, family. Words matter. There can only be one supreme. They can't be no black supremacy and no white supremacy. Show me where black people are ruling over white people in any capacity. I'll wait. In any capacity. Show me where they ruling. Economics? What? Politics? What? Religion? Entertainment? And I know what somebody gonna say because I can read your mind. Well, they play football better. They can play basketball, but who are the owners? Who are the vice president? Who are the owners? Okay, then hush. Education? Who run the education? Oh, I'ma make you see it. Now, you can choose to try to look the other way. But you see what I'm talking about. Who run the political circles? Who run the legislative branches, the judicial branches, the executive branches? Huh? I'm talking to you. Who decides whenever we go into war? I know you don't like this. Who decides whether you are a man or woman or not? God almighty, no. This thing done turned red. God told. Woo. If they said it's red and you say something is blue, who got the final say so? So you can play these little games with people that don't know no better. Like the old truism is, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. See, a lot of you Negroes got Stockholm Syndrome. What is Stockholm Syndrome? That's whenever you've been in captivity for so long that you have an affinity for your captor, the master. You start to emulate him. You start to have a love for him. And granted, do I think all white people are racist? No, absolutely not. That would be a foolish statement. That would be remiss of me if I don't clear that up. I don't think all white people are racist, no. But the ones that matter are, every time you turn around, they some senator getting caught saying something or doing something. They some congressmen, they some doctor, lawyers, some councilmen, some teachers, some police chiefs, they cops, they doctors, or just average day people. Whenever you say white supremacy, the average person mind runs to a Klansman with a white sheet on. No, they don't put the robes down, baby. They don't walk around with a skint head no more. No, they incognito. The catches is that you can't tell it by the outward appearance hardly no more unless they tat it up with Nazis and all this, the symbols on them. No, these people walk around like normal people. They on the school board, work for the fire department, the sheriff's department, the police department. On your job, the managers and all of the above. No. And my thing is, you got these Negroes that will sit here and tell you there is nothing going on and everything is fair and everybody is treated fair. Negro, if you don't get out of my face because you foolish. And granted, I'm not no broke, dusty dude. By no means, of no stretch of your imagination, I'm not no broke man. So I'm not talking from a place of lack. But like how I said on a previous video, I'm not turning my back on my people because I see what's going on. And information will help you if you apply it. And yes, we need to get reparations just like everybody else got. Now follow this simple logic. The Indians, the red Indians, because they were black ones as well, but they reclassified them as Negroes. Go check behind me. Do not let me lie to you. And I'm looking to the camera. Go check behind me. There was black Indians. They reclassified them as Negroes. What happened is they mixed in with the slaves and they created a brand new group or class of people. But the Indians got reparations. And in that 1866 treaty, it specified that they were to share the money with the freemen, and they never did. See, a lot of y'all don't even know that. Go check behind me. The Italians got a leg up when they came to this country. The Italians, the Jews, and the Irish. They was living in squalor until the government stepped in and helped them. And guess what they was doing? Can you guess what they was doing? Just can you guess? Do 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 do. They was doing the same thing the poor blacks are doing today. The same thing. It's called human condition. And the government stepped in and allocated funds, gave out money, gave out homes, did all kind of stuff. The biggest welfare in the history of man. But whenever we say something about reparations, you have other black people talking about hand-me-outs. You see how foolish you look? You got other black people talking about that's a hand-me-out because you didn't go through that. Jewish people still get reparations to this day. And you don't hear nobody saying nothing. Some Asian people are still getting reparations for Hiroshima whenever the United States dropped the bomb on them. You don't hear no pushback about that. The slave owners, whenever the slaves got out of slavery, the government of this country gave the slave owners money for their lost income. They subsidized them. See, a lot of y'all don't know what's going on. While you was in chattel slavery, Jim Crow, the black codes, racial massacres, racial property seizures, medical experience, sharecropping, convict leasing, the GI Bill exclusion, because they excluded you up out of that, you heard me? Redlining, herbal renewing, the Highway Act, the war on drugs, which is the code word for the war on black people, the mass incarceration, all this stuff. And you ain't owe nothing. Nigga, just pull your pants up and just shut up and just go to school. You see how stupid they look? Some things that some people are just ill-equipped to deal with, especially these Sambos, they want acceptance. And you will never be accepted, but you can try. But you gonna learn just like all those that came before you learn. And they think that they got some type of camaraderie or some type of magic formula. Go right on ahead. And whenever you fall flat on your face, I'm going to be right there and I'm going to say, I told you so. I told you so. Because it don't come with a retirement plan. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. Out of all of those atrocities that our people done went through, we don't deserve nothing. Start from zero. This government of this United States is still standing here. They owe the people money in the form of reparations, of check payments like everybody else. Now, how is it the Indians, the Asians, the Jews, the Italians, everybody can get their money, but whenever it comes to you, oh, stop complaining. You begging, you asking for hand-me-outs. That's why it need to be a civil war in the black community to separate the coons from the real people. Because me personally, I want what everybody else got. That's all I'm saying. I want what everybody else got. I want my child to have as well. And if that makes me the bad guy, well, I guess I'm just the bad guy. You ain't never heard me say, well, go out there and kill white people, kill Asians. You ain't never heard me say no mess like that. You never heard me say, rest on your laurels. Stop trying to be a... You never heard me say that, and you won't never heard me say that. But history taught me, and a lot of black people know this subconsciously. See, I'm talking to you today. A lot of black people know subconsciously. You don't never try to build nothing or try to help the community. That's why stars and entertainers only build a community center. Oh, God. Did you hear me? That's why stars and entertainers only build community centers. They buy houses for themselves, for their entourage, or maybe their folks, their mom or dad. But that is the extent of it. That's it. Or they might open up a school and put their name on it, but the catch is this. The school is still going to teach the status quo, right? The school is still going to teach what's taught in general. So it's no different. What is the difference? What is the point of me learning about George Washington? And then you have these Negroes talking about we should move past history. See, it flies in the face of just pure logic. They sound like stupid idiots. They people that tell you to get over history, slavery, and all this. Why simultaneously you going to history class learning about George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Edison, all these people, Patrick Henry. That's what you need to live by. Give me liberty or give me death. Patrick Henry. On a side note. And you learning history, but you got these Negroes telling you to forget about your history. While everybody else, the Jews would tell you, never forget about the Holocaust. The Asians would tell you, never forget about the bomb dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But you got your people coming to you telling you, forget about yours. You see how that works? That flies in the face of that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Deductive reasoning. That's what I'm using right now. Top-down logic, all right? You got people that will get on TV and talk against your best interests that look just like you. Now, granted, there are white people that talk tough, but it's one thing they agree on. Whenever it comes to the treatment of you, they all agree on as a group to keep you subjugated. Now, they might argue and bicker, the conservatives, the Green Party, the Tea Party, the left, the right. All that is just different flavors of white supremacy. That's all that is. Wasting your time. I'm not beholden to no group. Ooh, I bet I'm pissing in a lot of y'all coffee and cornflakes, right? I'm not beholden to nobody. Republican. I vote Republican. I vote Democrat. Just like WWF wrestling. The only thing that they are doing is arguing and bickering about who is going to control you. Because you do know the earth is like 90% melanated, right? You do know that, right? You do know the countries with the nuke bombs are European and Asian, right? India, which is Asian, just in case you didn't know that. All they argue about is who is going to control you. That's all they're arguing about. YouTube will ding my page, so I'm not going to call the other country name. But remember when Russia jumped on the other country? And they fighting right now. They fighting right now. A man got on the news and he said, they killing blonde-haired, blue-eyed children. Because usually they go into other places like Africa and South America and Central America. That's where they do most of their damage at, guys. Or either the Middle East, which is an extension of Africa. They changed it in the late 1800s. That was called Africa as well, but they changed it for military purposes. See, I'm dropping a lot of Jews. And do not let me lie to you. Go check behind me. See, I'm well versed whenever it comes to this. The talking points what these people have sound like David Duke. And David Duke was the grand wizard. God almighty. But getting back to what I was saying, you have people that will get on TV and talk against your best interests. The only people that do that is us. They pay somebody like Candace Owens. I don't care nothing what Candace Owens. Y'all, honestly, people, well, she make good points. When somebody tell you there is no institutionalized racism, you might as well leave them alone. Why is it that you think she on TV? Malcolm X, the master teacher, taught us which he was a very articulate brother, very well spoken. This guy spoke that like Harvard and Yale and everywhere. Verbatim, he said, if you see America hold up a black man and they giving and heap praises on him and just constantly just praising him, that's your first clue. That right there is your first clue. Because history is the best indicator of the future. History taught us they don't do that unless it's in their best interest. And it's not because I'm saying I'm trying to go against these people. These people have made it clear that you are enemy combatants, not because I said it. People will say, you trying to start a race war. Fool, idiot, Sambo. They declare war on you whenever they put you into slavery. God, see, you don't think. I do. That's why you have to come here. That was an act of war whenever they put you in slavery. What you did is develop Stockholm Syndrome. And the Willie Lynch letter stated that the mothers will quell the warrior spirit in the boys. And this is what you're seeing now. These boys, they literally will stand up with the camera and watch women get beat up and literally talking about world star. This is the effects of what's going on. Like Malcolm X said, whenever they start holding them up high and just giving them praise and just heaping praise on them consistently, you got to watch him. Because history has taught us, and I find that method to be 100% spot on. I told you to get out your popcorn, didn't I tell you that? Nothing I said, you can't refute it. Because I can back it up by history. Literally. And another thing, guys, you have to watch out for the dog whistles. Whenever they saying the war on crime, what they really saying is the war on black people. It's written down, y'all. I'm telling you, they have been tapes. Go Google it. The tapes where the guy said, you cannot use the war on black people because that will get you in trouble. He said, you have to use trick words and dog whistles like urban renewal, minorities, disproportionate communities, the war on drugs, mass incarceration. What they talking about is you thugs, those thugs. Super thugs. Hillary Clinton, super thugs. Huh? Am I talking to you? Guys, just beware of the trick bag language and the trick word woke. That's another one, woke. See, they tried to turn things into something bad as though you can shame people. They conscious, they woke. You doggone right, I'm conscious. I see exactly what you're doing. Guys, just be aware whenever people using certain talking points and what have you. Because people talking points sound just like Stormfront or 4chan. You can't be ingesting that because what's going to happen, you're going to start internalizing that, and you know what you're going to do is start blaming yourself. Well, if black people just do better, well, how? Guys, let me tell you this, and then I am about to go because I got stuff to do. You have towns right to this day that's underwater in lakes. You heard me right. Google it. They some in South Carolina, they some in Georgia, and around this country where they flooded out black towns. They flooded out black towns, family. They ran people out of their houses and put a lake in. I'm telling you to Google it. Google exactly what I'm saying. If I'm lying, I got $10,000. I promise you, I got $10,000 to give somebody. Make me a liar. During the Highway Act, they ran the highways through black communities and decimated the communities when black people were trying to build. That's why black people inherently No, once they try to build something and try to get an economic stronghold, they know what's coming. See, people don't want to deal with this. And that's racist within itself. What did J. Edgar Hoover say the biggest threat was? The black family, the nuclear family. Now just literally think about that for a moment. So here I am just trying to make an honest living and work and do my thing, or either I'm trying to open up a business. And if I get too successful and start helping the community, they coming after me. See, because it's fine if one person have $1 million or $2 million or $3 million. But whenever everybody start prospering, oh no, they coming for you. Because black people been building, and everything they build, somebody come along and destroy it. Everything. And black people know this. The only thing that they won't too much touch is like a barbershop, a little restaurant, a clothing store, a beauty salon. But if you start talking about like getting into like banking and no sir. The only way you might find a few banks that's black, a few, but it's gonna be the status quo. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The system, as long as it's operating within the confines of the system, it's fine. But the minute they see you trying to help other people and trying to raise up the community, they coming to shut it down. And y'all know it, and you know I ain't lying. With that being said, family, because I could talk for another hour, just think about what I said and go check behind me, please. Please go check behind me. Do not let me lie to you. Everything I said, if you don't believe it, go fact check me. That's how confident I am. Because I took the time out to go on a hiatus and study and see exactly what was going on. Because somebody told me one day, right? And I was like, this fool. I was like, man, come on, man. You know, with all that old blackity black stuff. And the more I try to disprove him, I said, my God. Because I was the same way, you know. I was like, well, why can't black people just do better? And then I start seeing the hand. I was like, oh. Now, some of us are doing quite well. But that still doesn't negate the fact. As a group, how much do you own of the American wealth? At one point, it was 0.5%. Not even 1%. 0.5% of the United States wealth. But family, until next time, peace. And remember, there is more.